Heavy metals are really, in my opinion, the worst offenders because they get in the bones. If the minerals aren't there, they start activating processes they shouldn't activate, and they're there for a long time, unfortunately, for most people.
I used to import and resell reverse osmosis units, and these units had like a special mineral insert here, fourth filter, but I realized that it's more of a gimmick than actual reality. And there's a lot of this going around in the functional space that people were asking me as well, is like, if you drink a reverse osmosis water, is it going to deplete your minerals? And my reply always was that I've heard that a lot. I've never seen any studies, and drinking water just depletes your minerals anyway, right? So does reverse osmosis play into there? Does it deplete you in any way more, or?
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does?
It does because it's like a vacuum. It's like drinking a vacuum. So the body has to constantly change the pH and structure the water, which takes energy, which takes nutrients. So all elements, the one phrase that I coined is periodic law, to describe the severe or the incredible importance of what we're talking about, which is inviolable law, a law that's always present, which is everything we're talking about with elements. And in the case of RO, reverse osmosis, we're stripping the water of all the life. So we're removing toxicity, which is amazing. You really want that. You really want to strip all the estrogens and all the terrible things. Women are on birth control pills so much, and then they go to the restroom, and then they pee it out, and then everyone's drinking that, men and women, and the polarity is being reduced just from that alone. Forget everything else.
There's so many xenoestrogens.
Yeah, absolutely. And then plastics and also heavy metals are really, in my opinion, the worst offenders. And because they get in the bones, if the minerals aren't there, they start activating processes they shouldn't activate, and then they're there for a long time, unfortunately, for most people. So and you can use this process we're talking about with minerals to get those out over time, and get healthier.
But does the reverse osmosis...
but we need to be putting minerals back into the water, for sure.
Do you have to then put it in the water that you're drinking, yes, or can you supplement later on with food or something as well?
I really like putting it in that water before I drink it, because it structures it, so I give it time.
Should you do it every time?
Yeah.
Every drink?
Every drink. So I put a big pitcher to save time, and I fill it up like twice a day, and it goes from a reverse osmosis machine, which strips all that stuff out, and then we go into a hydrogen machine, and then it comes into my pitcher.
Oh, you molecularize it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I do that.
Is that a correct term, molecularizing? No. H2. What is it?
Yeah,
Molecular
I guess
hydrogen.
So we're adding hydrogen to the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, so you do that for all the water that you drink?
Yeah, because it kills H. pylori, and there's about 1,200 studies that are well cited on the benefits of hydrogen water. I find tablets to be difficult to drink, and I don't like the taste. But hydrogen,
they make it like kind of this elemental magnesium as well in the tablets.
Yeah.
So is there any danger there when you're consuming? Okay.
That's okay. No, that's fine.
This like small one, but it's always so annoying when you want to drink water. You have to wait like 7 minutes for the generator to do its job. So it stopped it because it was like more like a plaything for me. Right.
When I'm at home though, it's easy to use that machine. I feel more energy too from it because it is donating energy to the body. So what I'm doing there is I'm using upgraded charge or our trace minerals product. Usually charge because it has some flavor, and we extract it from lime peel, so it's healthy.
Because the way I was seeing things, and then
structure it,
and then I would like you to refute it. Then is that during the municipal purification process, the trace minerals are all taken out and killed anyway. Yeah. So what are you left with? Some minerals and mostly the harmful stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
But
usually too much calcium and then chlorine and fluoride.
Yeah. Exactly. But then you still want to add something back. Could it be just sodium as well? Would that be enough or no?
Salt with good trace minerals would work. Yeah, if you could do really good quality sea salt, that's something I do. And then I like to flavor it. So I'll use things like upgraded charge, you could use another electrolyte, but again, absorbing it's important.
Because personally, I haven't been
it does
adding...
structure it though, and then I'll drop. I'll have sometimes I'll have it in natural light. Sometimes I'll have it, red light nearby. Like it's cool. You can do all sorts of things.
I have one of these Flasca bottles that causes a vortex when you're walking around, so water vortex and structures itself.
Exactly.
And everyone thinks it's a vodka bottle every time I show up to training.
Right. So that's great. And then just salting the water will structure it, letting it dissolve.
Because I haven't been doing like every single glass that I do, but when at least I drink like a liter of mineral water where I add minerals in a day, and I use Quinton. You're familiar with Quinton?
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. The dose of it though is just so small. That's what I noticed.
Because I know there's a high isotonic and a high what is it? Hypertonic. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I think that my only problem there is that I would never rely on it because it just isn't. One, it's expensive. I think you're paying a lot for packaging there. Their unique packaging style, which seems nifty and cool, but it's just not enough nutrients. Ultimately, I mean, you look at the dose, like that dose isn't magically going to be 100 times that, which is what you would need in a day. But
what about
if that makes sense? It's just not a big dose.
It makes sense. But what about, are you familiar with peptides and peptide therapy?
Yeah.
So I've done subcutaneous administrations of peptides using the Quinton isotonic.
Yeah, that's fine.
And is that like a better mineral absorption then? And in that case, does the Quinton benefit it in any way?
I don't think so. Because what happens when you're doing that is you're just getting it into the body pretty quickly where it's going to mix with interstitial fluid and it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fascinating.